Hi, and welcome to Old Guy's Gentleman Flex Fountain Pens. I'm getting better at saying that. This is episode number 10, and it's going to be about another flex. Well, maybe not. Maybe this will not be about a flex pen. Maybe it'll be about another device. Maybe it'll be about cases. No, this is not that special a case. I got this for like $2.49 at a local art supply store. But this will probably be the case that I use if I'm going away from the house for any period of time and I expect to do a lot of writing. I probably want to use some different pens, and I may want to continue writing on one pen even though the sack empties of ink. And how do I do that? Well, I could just throw this in a backpack, but that's going to take up a lot of space. I'm going to worry a little bit about the glass. So here's another option, and that's what this is going to be reviewing. This is the Visconti traveling ink pot, and it is basically a 5.5 milliliter container of ink with a kind of a truncated rubber section in here, truncated cone, so it can accept several different sizes of sections, grip sections, and create a really good seal. It's 12.6 centimeters long and 1.5 centimeters in diameter. So it's about the same length as a regular fountain pen. And depending on the pens you use, it may be even a smaller diameter. So it's going to fit easily wherever you put your fountain pens. It has one cool thing in it. This thing that I'm picking at is a little bit of blue tack I put in here. There's a kind of a hideaway section in the cap that has a little felt square stick so that you can clean off the section of any ink that might get there or on the nib itself. I do use that, and this cap was just a little bit too loose on there, so by putting a little bit of blue tack in there, it stays in place. This is essentially only, there's nothing spectacular about this. It's basically the big 5.5 milliliter hole with the extra space for allowing for sticking pens in it. So inside is basically a stopper, where this is the plug that goes into the rubberized hole right there. So for instance, if you were writing with this Esterbrook, I think that's an Esterbrook, yeah, and you wanted to be able to write a little bit further, then instead of going to a different pen or having a big ink bottle, you can pull a vacuum on it by compressing the sack. You put it into the device. Make sure you have a nice seat here. If you press it too far, you can go past the seal. I usually turn over very carefully to make sure nothing's going to come out. I have not had a problem with that aspect of it. It usually seals pretty good. And then you can see here that the ink is all the way up, probably up in here somewhere above the nib tip. And when I close this, you'll see the level come down a little bit. Now, one warning: if I did this like a regular ink bottle, of course I'd have it switch the other way around, but you need to have gravity putting the ink down here by the nib. If I pulled this back up again to blow whatever air might be in there to kind of top off the bag, I think what you can do is hold both of these together somehow while you're doing that and make sure it doesn't come out. I tried that. Wasn't holding it that well, and when you squeeze the bag again, it put some pressure in there, and I had a nice big puddle of ink around here. So as long as you're only sucking stuff out, you're fine. If you're going to do anything that's going to push the other way, you better make sure you've got a pretty good grip. In fact, I think I saw somebody who had like a piston or a screw kind of converter, and they basically kind of held it like this so nothing would move. That would make me nervous if I'm on a plane or someplace where there's a bunch of ink somewhere. So just draw out what you can get and be happy with it. Some other people have talked about, for instance, it's hard to get a full, for instance, a Con 70 Pilot converter full, and with this you can do it. And I've seen on videos you can do it, but you better have something like this around or know what you're doing and have a nice grip. So anyhow, this was a nice secure event here. So I just turn it back around again and stopper it and open this up, and I take out my little felt thing or cotton thing and clean up the nib just a little bit. See, it's pretty clean. I'd done this before and forgot to turn the recorder on, so we'll do it again. So that's the description of it. It's $70, so it's not cheap. You can get some nice pens for $70. But I have found that I have used it. I don't use it as much as a single pen, but it's fun. I love the look of ink through a clear window. I think this goes back to being a 3-year-old or something, and I never kind of lost the love of color that goes in and out through clear things. I'm not sure exactly what else I saw in my life that looked like this, but I can just look at this for quite a while before I get bored with it. And it's really handy, and if you use it conservatively, it's very safe. So, hope that had some value for you, and until next time, have a good day.